Hi, good morning. Happy Monday to you. So we are back with our live Give It 10s at 10 with Jen. Last week was a bit chaotic with half term, so I wasn't able to get here most days at 10 o'clock. But here we are getting stuck into the week again. So it's fantastic to be here. It's fantastic to see some new members to the group this week and to some new members into the 10-day program as well. Fantastic. Welcome all of you to the program and to the group. And also my Frazzle to Fabulous team morning, Rachel. My Frazzle to Fabulous team are doing so well on their 10-week program. They're 7 weeks into the 10-week program, and we've had nearly 3 minutes knocked off a park run time. We've had most people have lost between 5 and 10 pounds on the program so far. We've got people with more energy, they're eating better. So yeah, really happy with that. And just to let you know that the next Frazzle to Fabulous intake will be starting in January. And if you are interested in getting involved with that, please do drop me a message below. That's 10 weeks of coaching. And if you sign up now before the end of November, there's a special offer in it for you. Anyway, so today is Mindset Monday. So we are talking mindset, but what does mindset actually mean? So basically, mindset is your attitude in any given situation, whether that's a specific situation, the room you're in, or your situation in your life. What is your mindset? Morning, Julia. Your mindset around that environment, around that situation. And how you deal with that situation, how you cope with it, how positive or negative or optimistic you are in that given situation is really your mindset, any given time. Now, obviously, mindset kind of changes in the situation, your attitude, your how you cope with it changes in a situation. But the more you practice a positive kind of winner's mindset, if you like, in life, gives you the better tools to be able to cope with specific instances. I know that sounds all a bit woolly, but you really do have the power to change your mind. You do have the power to choose your mindset, to choose the way you cope with the situation. It's so easy to be thrown into a situation, whether it's a familiar situation or whether it's a new situation with you, and just to kind of also go into automatic pilots because that's the way you've always dealt with that situation. Whether it's something in your life, in your work, in your family that kind of triggers buttons, and those buttons are hitting you. You react to that situation the same way that you've always dealt with it. You're just going to get the same results every time. And sometimes you really need to just take a step back and reassess that situation and think, well, okay, if I want a different outcome in this situation, how can I deal with it differently? How can I approach it differently, talk to that person differently, get my head in a better place, and know that it's all about you. Okay, you can't change someone else's mindset necessarily, but how you behave may influence their decision to take the situation differently. And it's why some people are considered lucky in life. It's because, lucky people generally have a more positive mindset. If you're an unlucky person, it's generally because you have a more negative mindset. It's very easy to sort of think of yourself as unlucky, because if you keep thinking unlucky thoughts, you keep thinking unlucky, and lucky things tend to happen to you. I'm a huge, and it's something I never would have believed about myself before. I was never very, I guess what you could say, happy clappy. I was never very much into, law of attraction and that kind of stuff and gratitude. But it really is so important. You find the more you're grateful for what you've got, and the more optimism you have about the situation and things, being better and getting better, the more the universe kind of equips you to look for things that are going to improve your situation and to steer you towards the more positive things. Unlucky people tend to be steered towards the negative things. Lucky people who are always looking for solutions, who are always looking for how they can make things better, who are always failing forwards. And I've talked about failing forward before. A failure isn't a failure until you literally just quit. A failure is a learning step. Thomas Edison, you've probably heard this before, he didn't say he failed 700 times before he actually invented the light bulb. He just learned 700 ways it didn't work. And that's really something really powerful, and you need to think about. when you're going through your life, going through your day, is that power to sort of turn the situation, any situation, into a positive, into something optimistic, into, how can I look at this differently? And sometimes it does literally take standing back, taking a deep breath and go, okay, right, I might be shit scared, or I might have people shouting at me, or there might be stuff going on, but how can I be the best I can be in this situation? What does the me I want to be? How would he deal with this situation right now? Would they shout and scream, or cower in fear, or not go into that meeting, or not deal with that situation? The person I want to be, what would they do? And the people I admire, what would they do? And the more you grip that situation, and what you've got to understand is that everyone feels this way. It's a universal kind of thing that we're always looking for the worst in a situation. It's a human survival that we're always looking for the worst in a situation and not the best in a situation. So really try and turn that round and get that positive, that winning mindset. And it might mean that you're looking beyond the next 5 minutes. We all want everything now. We want it to succeed now and this afternoon and tomorrow. But to have that optimism that things are going to work out in the future if you just keep taking the steps consistently. And that's a huge thing behind being lucky and having that positive mindset, is that you do things consistently, little things every day that will take you towards where you want to be, whether that's earning more money, or being more successful, or getting the promotion, or achieving something in your sporting life. It's just little things that you can do consistently that are taking you towards your goals, because it's so easy every day to, oh well, I'll just hit snooze, I'll get up 5 minutes later. So that's the first decision you've made, is to not get out of bed when you said you would. Oh, I'm just going to have that, croissant and cereal instead of, a smoothie and some protein and some scrambled egg. That's another decision you've made that's chipping away at perhaps your goals of being more healthy. Or I'm just going to have some biscuits with my cup of tea in the morning. Well, actually, no, you said you were going to have a piece of fruit. You said you were going to have, or not have a snack at all. But all these little things that don't seem like very much at the time, but they all stack up, and they take you further away from the person you want to be, or the goals you're trying to reach. And they stack up and stack up and stack up, and you're doing the negative things consistently instead of the positive things consistently. So you'll just consistently be where you've always been. Anyway, this is turning into a bit of a rant, but basically, just match your desires with the discipline to do what you need to do to get to where you want to be. And quite often we think we can do it all ourselves, and so often we can't. So that's why people like me hopefully can help you get to where you want to be. Certainly when it comes down to your health and fitness, that's where I try and work with people's mindset as much as what they're eating and how they're exercising, because it's the mindset that comes first with all of these things. So and don't necessarily feel like you can do it all yourself, because it's so difficult if we're trying to change years and years and years of habits of doing things the way we've always done them, and having accountability. And that's why the ladies on my 10-week course right now are doing so well. It's because they're keeping themselves accountable to each other within the group, but also to me as well, and they're tracking what they're doing using my app and using the software to write down all the good things that they're doing. Anyway, so that's it for today. A bit of a mindset rant today. I hope that's helped. As I said, the 10-week course is actually ongoing. You can sign up to do Frazzle to Fabulous anytime. But the next kind of group cohort that we're getting together will be in January. And if you want to put a deposit down on that to start the January course, I'll be sending you some information on that shortly. Don't forget the 10-day 10-step morning routine challenge is always open. Just go to Go Health and Fitness /give-it-10, and that will give you an easy 10-step morning routine that you can just literally tick off every day of all little things you can do to make your mornings better and more productive and get you some energy in the mornings. Other than that, I am here live. Thank you, Rachel. I'm here live every day at 10 o'clock. Although, actually, that said, tomorrow I am actually working away for the day in Manchester, doing some corporate health at a big financial institution in Manchester, so I'm quite looking forward to that. So I will try and sneak out and do a 10, give it 10 at 10 then, but if I can't, I will try and catch up with you later on in the day. But that will be nutrition tomorrow. We're midweek mobility on Wednesday. We're going to do some kit on Thursday, and our HIIT session will be on Friday. So I look forward to you joining me then, and I will see you tomorrow. Lots of love to you all. Thanks for joining me today. Toodaloo.